Jeremy Saw. I'm currently a Director Legal and Compliance for Asia at SUSI Partners. We're a Swiss-based fund manager that specializes in infrastructure investments in the energy sector across Southeast Asia. We're a small team. We have about 10 people, so multifaceted. Everyone comes with a different skill set. I have a legal and commercial skill set, others have a finance skill set, others engineering, environmental and social. And we basically all work together to screen investments, make investments, drive projects forward, bring them through construction and into operation. I spent a lot of time trying not to be a lawyer, get away from the papers that I saw a lot of people doing, and that led me into infrastructure. Infrastructure is tangible, and to build an infrastructure project, it by itself needs to be long-term, and long-term means it needs to be sustainable, because a project and a business can't last 30, 40, 50 years, and even longer if it's not sustainable. That then led me down this path of sustainability, infrastructure and energy in this region. I have had a lot of satisfaction each time I've seen a project come to life or a business being started and operationalized. I still remember the first time I saw a hydro project that we spent 4 or 5 years developing from scratch and sort of seeing that whole process come to life. Another sort of turning point, I suppose, I was in the middle of the Sindh Valley in Pakistan, and we had built the first 2 wind farms in the country, internationally invested. And it was sort of just vast open expanse, but then seeing these big 90-meter towers up in the air, spinning the turbines that you spend another 5-6 years working on. So I see those as great sort of memories along the way. I think a lot of focus has now started to come onto the sustainability. I tell people that actually for infrastructure, the core has always been about how things can be environmentally friendly as much as it can be, how things can be socially embedded into the project. Without the support of the community around you, if you're doing damage to the environment, no one is ever going to support this project. Your license to operate disappears. I think what the difference is these days is that the wider community has now paid more attention to the sustainability part of these projects. What I've seen is that there's just a greater awareness, both from the investment community, the financing community, as well as the operators. Remain curious, and if you have a real interest in the area, be it sustainability, be it investments, continue to pursue that. I spent a lot of time, as I mentioned earlier, actually in the early part of my career, trying actively not to be a lawyer. So I sought out the roles that got you off to the side. I spent a lot of time with engineers, financiers, E&S professionals. And as I've gone on into this career, I now conversely find myself becoming more of a lawyer to these people who are doing these projects. And I think one thing has benefited the other. I spent a lot of time understanding the projects first, understanding the business first, understanding the environment around what you're trying to do first, and then now applying the skills that I'd sort of learned early on as a lawyer to those. I guess doing infrastructure which is tangible, that I suppose more naturally led to that approach, because an infrastructure project or building up a business or investing in a business which you want to expand across multiple projects in multiple countries invariably needs multifaceted individuals and skill sets. It's not just the law, it's not just the engineering, it's not just the financing, but everything needs to come together, and that was quite evident to me when I started on this path, and I was curious about it, and I enjoyed learning about it, and I enjoyed immersing myself in it. You're always constantly learning everything, and with each new project and with each new investment that you make and with each new business that you form and see successful, that you then can apply those learnings going forward to new things. I think legal counsels, the training is to make sure that plans are being put in place and that those plans make sense. And I think that lends itself very well to infrastructure. Infrastructure projects are very long dated. They take years of planning, years of implementation. In order to construct them, you've got to make sure that they're built very safely with the right standards. And that goes part and parcel with the outcome of those infrastructure projects as well. For this region in particular, it's a growing region, it's a young region, so things we need to watch out for is, is it creating the right economic impact in the local environment? For example, if you're building a hydro project, what's it doing to the local waterways? The local waterways themselves have an economy, so there's fishermen, there's villages that are involved, there's local flora and fauna that's involved as well. Is it creating the right employment? The local population, are they being involved in the project? Are they getting the right things from the benefits from that project? When that project is built, how are you planning and how are you making sure that that project, one, it's doing its job, it's generating the renewable electricity that's supposed to be generating. Is it creating the social impact that you wanted? Have those jobs, after construction, do you then continue those jobs through operations? Have you built certain things around the project to support the local communities? Because the local communities will be the ones that will be supporting this project going forward. Economically, is it creating the right incentives for the government? Is it paying the right taxes? Is it creating the right revenue? And for the investor itself, is it a sustainable project? Have you built the project in a way and planned it in a way and financed it in a way that you're going to be making sustainable profits? Because again, if it's not sustainable, financially, socially, economically, environmentally, it's not going to work over the long term. I think this region is moving into a space where infrastructure is needed to sustain growing economies. I think the trend has been and will continue to electrify, in that things such as prefabs of chips, for example, manufacturing electric vehicles. These things will create a demand for electricity that far surpasses what this region currently has capacity-wise. Now the trend will be where to source that electricity, and I think that will be an interesting facet in the sense that, yes, there's renewable energy, there's obviously the traditional forms of carbon-intensive energy. So how do governments use that mix and how will they plan that mix going forward? Another aspect will be there could be new forms of energy, things that we haven't previously seen so much in this region. So for example, modular nuclear reactors, that could be controversial or may not be. There are a whole lot of policy and economic and governmental decisions that will be made, I think, in the next 5, 10, say 15 years that will be focused on the region's energy mix and energy policies. There's a thing that stakeholders and investors call the energy trilemma. Everyone in this region will need to balance different things such as energy security, and we're seeing that globally today, reliability, and that's really the social aspect in the terms of when you switch on the light switch, do you get what you want? And from that sense, no one then cares where it comes from. They just want to make sure the light is on. The third aspect is affordability. Those three things are sometimes not all aligned. I think that's where we'll see a lot of movement, a lot of developments, the short to medium to long term. The other aspect that I see is that whether or not this then creates a sustainable investment landscape. That means stable, rules-based opportunities that allows investors to then come in and innovate and stay for the long term. From a legal perspective in this region, Singapore is great at this. It's really the hub for the region in the sense of the rules and regulations, the banking sector, the finance sector and professionals, and the legal sector. And that's creating this sort of ecosystem which will then allow this region to really grow and expand. It's an industry that will constantly change. What is exciting for people entering the field is that the energy sector is a very old sector. The discovery of oil, for example, or coal even. That was the start of the so-called Industrial Revolution. I think what is exciting in today's world is that everyone is talking about a new revolution. That will invariably be led by energy, whether we're talking about AI, new manufacturing techniques, just new ways of doing things that people have not thought about before. And I think that's very exciting in that sense, that this energy mix and this new reform and new ways of doing things will invariably be led by, as I mentioned, regulations, policies, professionals in the energy sector that will continually innovate. And I'm excited to see what that becomes.